Hello,
Hello,
how are you, sir?
I'm good. Is your name Mehmet?
Yes,
Okay, Mehmet. I'm good, Mehmet. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I can see you. Can you turn on your
Yep,
camera, please?
yep, it's turning on right now.
Okay, good. So, Mehmet, yesterday I told your father about
Uh-huh.
SAT math. So, where do you study, Mehmet? At Harmony Schools or public?
Yeah, Harmony School, sir.
Which one?
I was at Sugarland, but now I'm moving to Central Office.
Okay, good. So, this year, this coming year, you'll be 11th grade, right? Or 10th?
I'm going to 10th.
10th. How old are
Yeah,
you?
I'm 16. I mean, no, I'm
16.
going to 11. My bad.
How old are you?
I'm 16 and I'm going to 11th.
16. Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
So how is your math at school? A, B, C?
It was a B this last year in
Hmm.
algebra.
So what course are you going to take this year? Algebra
I'm
2?
going to take pre-cal.
Recalc. So you finished, oh, you already took Algebra 2.
Yeah, I already took it.
Hmm. So how was your Algebra 2? Was it good?
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I couldn't get an A in the class. But also, like, my teacher was pretty strict. Like, she
Hmm.
was some Japanese teacher, so she was pretty strict. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because if you did Algebra 2, usually this SAT math, it must be pretty easy for you. Because
uh,
SAT math
I
is
don't
like
know.
grade 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 math. You know, it's basically it's Algebra 1 and grade 6, 7, 8 math. Most of the topics. Right.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And the biggest challenge in SAT, number one, all questions are from different topics and time management. Okay, because you have 27 questions, you have, less than, I don't know, it's about maybe 25 minutes or something. So if you know, you can do that. If you don't know, but if you try to solve this, you may lose time. The biggest challenge, I think, number one is knowledge, because knowledge-based test. It's not like how actually your problem-solving skill is. Do you have some idea about this concept or this topic or not? Okay.
Okay.
So, Mehmet, keep a notebook on your table. All right, let's actually practice some questions. Let me see, and how good you are in math. And after that, we will see. Okay.
All right.
And after that, we'll make a decision. We'll make a, roadmap. And okay.
Hocam selamlar.
Aleykümselam.
Ben de burada dinleyici olacağım. En sonunda 5 dakika konuşuruz, olur mu? Ben
Tamam,
farklı
sıkıntı yok. Hı
toplantılarım da
hı.
olacak. Mute alacağım hocam. Dinleyici olacağım. Tamam.
Tamam. Vay, Mehmet için sıkıntı yoksa benim için sıkıntı yok yani.
Mehmet için hiçbir zaman sıkıntı olmaz hocam zaten.
Yo, bende sıkıntı yok. Evet.
Biz
Tamam.
böyle baba oğul sabah akşam beraberiz. Bir problem
Tamam.
yok. Tamam.
Oldu. Aha. Okay.
Tamam. Ben mute yapıyorum hocam.
All right. Okay, Mehmet, let's start with the first question. Mehmet, can you read the first question?
If x minus 1 over 3 equals k and k equals 3, what is the value of x?
Without writing anything, can you solve this question? Don't use any
Without writing
pencil,
anything, let
anything.
me
What is
try.
the value? What is the value of x?
What is the value of x? So 3, 2,
Hmm?
a?
No.
Really?
Why 2?
Oh,
If
wait,
you
let me
substitute
maybe.
2, 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 over 3 is not equal to 3.
Wait, I think I just did it wrong then. K equals 3. 3 cancels out as 1. What?
Okay, now you can write on your notebook. Can you write and solve it? I'll give you 30 seconds.
Alright. I got 1.
1. Remember, if it is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. And divided by 3 is
Oh,
equal to
wait, I was
0.
doing it wrong.
On the right
It's
hand
supposed to
side,
be
k is
10.
3.
It's supposed to be D.
It is d because x minus 1, right? X
Yeah.
minus 1 is equal to what is k? It is 3. We multiply both sides by 3, it is 9. And
Yeah, I was
bracket
dividing it
A1.
on accident. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No problem. Just, I want to see.
Yeah, I understood.
Okay. Question two. Read the question first.
For I equals square root of -1, what is the sum of 7 plus 3I
Okay, without
plus,
doing anything, don't write anything. Can you do
yeah,
this mentally?
plus -8, -8 plus 9I.
Which one? A, B, C, D?
Let's see. So I mean, I can't really, I don't think I can like, let's see.
It's a complex number, right? If you're given two complex numbers, complex number has two parts, right? It has a real part. Let me just
Mm-hmm.
label this by A1 and imaginary part, right? B1 times I. This one is B1. And we are adding to the second complex number. It's a real part, let's say this A2, and the imaginary part, it is B2, and here we have I. Now, if we are adding these two complex numbers, how do we add them? Real part to the real part, complex part to the complex part, right? So what is 7 plus -8?
-1,
-1. And what is 3i plus 9i?
12I.
12i. So the answer should be A, right?
Oh, it's like that?
Yeah, we have
I
simplified.
thought,
What is the sum? That means that we have to simplify. Again, it's based on algebraic properties, right? How do you simplify expression? Simplify means that you have to clear all parentheses and you need to combine or collect like terms. So like terms means that numbers are like terms to numbers, right? And the same
mm-hmm.
letters, I and I, variables, they are like terms. So first we have to remove the parentheses and rearrange and then combine the like terms, right? Okay, no problem. Question three, read question three.
On Saturday afternoon, Armand sent M text messages each hour for 5 hours, and Tyrone sent P text messages each hour for 4 hours. Which of the following represents the total number of messages sent by Armand and Tyrone on Saturday afternoon?
Okay. Mehmet, I'll give it 30 seconds if you want, because in math, when we're solving questions, how should we solve word problems? Number one, you should scan it. Scan means read it quickly. You don't have to understand every word. At least you have some general idea about the question. And after that, maybe you can have a look at the answers and read it a bit slower. And after that, start solving the question. Okay, I will give it 30 seconds, then we will discuss. Okay.
Okay, I think it's C,
C. Why?
because it says Armand sent M texts each hour for 5 hours. So it's M times five, like, the amount of text. It's a,
Okay.
so you times it. Then we have Tyrone. And Tyrone sent P text messages each hour for 4 hours. So he times them. And if you
Okay.
add them up, you get the total amount.
Very good. In math, we have this equation, z something here, is equal to the product of something. Actually, this equation appears a lot. If, for example, if you're traveling, this x represents time or speed, y represents time, right? And speed times time equals distance. If you're doing shopping, for example, a certain item, right? X is number of items, y is unit price. It gives us the total cost here. And also here, 5 hours, right, is time. M text message each hour, that is speed, the rate, right? And that's why
Mm-hmm.
5M plus 4P is simple um, counting principle. Okay, question four. Read it.
Kathy is a repair technician for a phone company. Each week she receives a batch of phones that need repairs. The number of phones that she has left fixed at the end of each day can be estimated with the equation P equals 108 minus 23D, where P is the number of phones left and D is the number of days she has worked that week. What is the meaning of the value 108 in the equation?
Okay. Now we have 30 seconds. First, read one more time if you want and think, and let me know your answer.
Okay. Is it B?
It is B, right?
Yeah.
because Katie starts each week with 100 phones, 108 phones to fix. And fixing rate is 23, right? Every day is fixing 23. If he works for one day, 23. Day by day, the number of phones to be fixed is decreasing. So 108 represents the number of phones to be fixed. Okay. 5. Read the question.
Which of the following is equivalent to the expression above?
Okay. I will give 1 minute. If you only can just write it down, okay, and do it. And after that, we'll discuss it together. 1 minute.
Is this C?
It is C. Why?
Because you add it, you just cancel the one out.
Because this
You
minus
cancel.
minus is plus, right? X squared y, x squared y. It is 2x squared y, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this minus 3y squared, all right? And 8, right? So 5xy squared minus 3xy squared is C. Very good, that's correct. 6, read the question.
A pediatrician uses the model above to estimate the height of h of a boy in inches in terms of the boy's age, A, in years. Between the ages of 2 and 5, based on the model, what is the estimated increase in inches of a boy's height each year?
What is the estimated increase in inches of a boy's height each year?
Each year.
That is rate, right? Because rate means that you're comparing two different quantities. You're comparing is his height with time, number of years.
Okay, a pediatrician uses the model.
Do you remember this equation? What do you call this equation? Y is equal to m times x plus b.
I don't remember the name. Was it like the
Algebra
slope
1,
intercept form?
huh?
Slope intercept
Slope
form?
intercept form,
Oh
right?
yeah,
So what does this m represent here?
slope.
What does slope
Oh
mean?
no, the rate.
No, it is, yeah, slope means rate.
Yeah.
The geometry interpretation, it is slope, but in application, rate. Slope means that, if you just move from left to right, right? For example, if you're talking about, let's say, it's our x-axis, it's our y-axis. Suppose that your graph is something like that, right? And it represents here what? Boy's height, right? So that means that if 1 year change, for example, let's say this one is 1 and it's 2, right? In number of years, is change in number of years is 1. And how much is your height is changing because this graph represents your height, right? So this one is a change, right? So that is slope. Slope means it's a rate. Rate of what? Rate of change of the function with respect to its variable x.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the answer here?
A.
It is A. So that means that initially his height was 28.6 inches, right? So every year, if he was, let's say, gaining height of 3 inches, then it will be 3. Okay. Question 7. Let's say I'll zoom out. Read the question.
The formula above gives a monthly payment M needed to pay off a loan of P dollars at a R% annual interest over N months. Which of the following gives P in terms of M, R, and N?
Which of the following gives P in terms of M? It's also a very simple question, but just, they added some numbers to show this more
Yeah.
complicated. No, but I'll give 30 seconds. First think, okay? And if you have any answer, let me know,
Okay.
and we'll discuss it together.
Issue times that. 1 times that. Is it B?
Are you sure?
Let me check again. You times it, then you divide it. I mean, yeah, I think it's B.
B?
B, yeah.
Okay, just a second. All right. Okay, one question before we continue this. If you look at this question, here we have on the left-hand side, we have m is equal to, at the top of the fraction, the product of two things. But at the bottom, we have the difference of two things, right? And they are multiplied by p. So if I ask you this question, suppose that we have something like this. Let's say here we have m is equal to, at the top, let's say this a times b. At the bottom, I have c minus 1 and multiplied by p. Can you solve this equation for p?
For P,
Yeah. What do I do in the first step to solve this equation?
you remove the bottom.
I multiply both by c minus 1, right?
Yeah,
So I have here m times c minus 1, right?
yeah.
On the right-hand side, I have a times b times p. What is the next step?
You divide A times B.
Okay. And now also we know that if A is equal to B, then B is equal to A. That's a property of symmetry, right? So if
Uh-huh.
something equals P, then P should be equal to. So as you said, I'm dividing both sides by this expression. At the top, I have M times C minus 1. At the bottom, we have A times B, right?
Yeah.
Now let's get back to this question. This is exactly the same thing, but why are we choosing then B?
I mean, first, I remove the bottom, right?
Uh-huh.
I times the bottom on
Mm-hmm.
each side. So
Okay.
we, so right now we have M plus the bottom, and then
Mm-hmm.
we have the top left, and the top you divide it.
Okay.
So I divided it, and I got B.
Very good. If you can visualize this thing, in your mind, it's a good thing. A lot of students, because of, too many things, oh, it's complicated. It's just simple
Oh
equation.
yeah.
If you just label this A times B over C minus 1, C minus 1 will be at the top. That is that expression, right? That's what should be B. Very good. Continue. 8, read the question.
If A over B equals 2, what is the value of 4B over A?
Okay. Can you do this mentally without writing down anything?
Let me see. A over B equals 2.
There's one question for you, Mehmet. If A over B is equal to 2, can you tell me then what is the value of B over A?
Is it 2 also? Or is it
No,
like half?
1/2, right? Because 2 means, say this 2 over 1, right?
Yeah.
If you just flip the left-hand side, also we need to flip the right-hand
Oh,
side. So it should be 1 over 2, right?
yeah. So it should be 2. 2
It
is
should
the
be
answer.
2 because this 4B over A, we call this algebraic manipulation, right? I can
Yeah.
rewrite it as 4 times B over A.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you can visualize this, okay, 4B over A, I can write this 4 times B over A. If A over B equals 2, B over A should be 1 over 2. So here we have 4 times 1 over 2, which is 2. That should be C. All right, question 9. Read the
What is the
question.
solution x comma y to the systems of the equation above?
Okay. Mehmet, I asked you to solve this question in a piece of paper in your notebook. Okay.
All
So,
right.
do you remember anything about the system of linear equations?
Oh yeah,
You learned three different ways to solve this at in algebra 1 or algebra 2.
elimination. That's one of them.
Eliminate,
Substitution.
substitution,
I don't remember what was the last one?
graphical methods.
Oh
Graphing.
yeah. I don't think we did that much.
Yeah, usually at the beginning you should have started with graphical method. If
Oh.
these two lines intersect each other, right?
Oh yeah, you find the intersection. Yeah.
Yeah, it's graphical methods for graphing simply.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what method are you going to use here to solve the system of linear equations?
I can do substitution.
I think elimination would be better.
I mean, yeah, I can do elimination too. Doesn't it?
Or also elimination substitute. Anyway, okay, solve it,
I'll do
Mehmet.
elimination. Okay.
I'll give you 45 seconds.
Oh, it's not. I did it wrong. I think I'm.
What did you do in your first step, Mehmet? Can you tell me?
I times um the bottom equation by 3. Oh, that's where I messed up.
So you
I
have to
didn't times.
rearrange, right?
I didn't times 19. I forgot about that part.
And also you have to rearrange because at the top it is x and y, it's in standard form, but the second one is not in standard form, right?
Yeah.
So if I multiply, like the first equation is 3x plus 4y equals negative 23, right? Because here we have
Hmm.
y, we have x. Let me multiply both sides by negative 1. If you multiply by negative 1, I have here positive x and negative 2y, right? On the right-hand side, we have 19. And now, to actually, if you use elimination method, we have to multiply both sides of the second equation by 2, right? If you add this,
Yeah.
what happens here? We have 3x plus 4y. I think I confused. Let me use brace here. Equals negative 23. Multiply both sides by 2. Here we have 2x minus 4y is equal to 38. And now the coefficients of y's, they are the same. So to eliminate y, actually opposite, not the same. So we need to add 3x plus 2x equals 5x, right? 4y plus negative 4y is 0. Negative 23 plus 38. What is negative 23 plus 38?
15.
15, right? And divide both sides by 5. X equals
3.
3. And now if I just plug it into the second equation, or first equation, the second equation, 2y minus 3 equals negative 19. So 2y equals negative 19 plus 3, right? And negative 16 divided by 2, negative 8. So it should be b.
B.
Okay? All right.
Yeah.
Now let's try about this one system equation. As you see here, questions are not hard, but from different topic. This one is from system of linear equations. This one is ratio problem. And next question is about exponential functions. You study this in Algebra 1. Okay, read the question.
For the function g defined above, a is a constant, and g parentheses 4 equals 8. What is the value of g minus 4?
G of negative 4 or G of 4. That means the value of the function is 4, right? Okay, Mehmet, the question is clear, right?
For the function g defined, you just plug in 4 for x.
Try. I'll give you 1 minute, Mehmet. Okay, first try. Read the
Okay.
question one more time and try. Then after that, let's discuss it together. Okay, 1 minute.
I don't really, I don't really know how to solve this one.
First, g of 4 equals 8. Using this given condition, I can find the value of a, right?
Yeah.
If you plug it, my first step, so g of 4. So that means that wherever you see x, you have to replace it by 4. So that is a times x. What is x? It is 4. 4 squared. And here we have 24, right? So the value of the function 4 is equal to 8. And now if I solve this equation for a, we will get the value of a. So 16 times a equals 8 minus 24, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is 8 minus 24?
16.
Negative 8, 16, right?
Negative 16.
So a is equal to negative 16 divided by 16. That's equal to negative 1. So now we know the value of a. Now the second step, I can find the value of g at negative 4. So a, it is negative 1 times x. What is x? Negative 4 squared. And here we have 24. Can you simplify this?
Negative 4.
What is negative 4 squared?
16
Okay,
times, so that's negative 16. That's 8.
8, right?
Yeah.
So it should be 8. It is actually in a test and student skill. Number one, do you know how to calculate the value of the function at a given point? So our input value here is 4. When your input value is 4, output value is 8. So using the definition of this one, I can get the value of a, and it's just two-step question. All right. Is it clear now?
Wait, so A is what's the value of A? Like, I don't,
Negative 1.
it's always negative 1? It's a
It's a
constant?
constant number, right? It's not variable. It's constant. This g of x equals something means that this x is independent variable. Everything else is a kind of, we call it parameter or just a constant number.
Oh, yeah, we solved it back there when we had the thing. All right.
Yeah. Because also here we have a is unknown. I don't know that, but x is independent variable, right? So this g of x, that is y, is dependent variable. And now it's saying that when x equals 4, the value of the function is 8, right? And why is it given here? So that we can, using this condition, I can find the value of a. A
Yeah.
is a
Okay.
constant number. Then actually I have now full information about our function, right? So now I can evaluate its value at any given point. And that's very important, what is this, skill in math. And most of the time you're dealing with equations or functions, right? And equations are just special forms of functions. Okay, let's move on. Question 11, read the question.
In the equation above, B and C represents the price per pound in dollars of beef and chicken, respectively, X weeks after July 1st during last summer. What was the price per pound of beef when it was equal to the price per pound of chicken?
B and C represent the price per pound in dollars of beef and chicken, respectively, X weeks after July 1, during last summer, okay. What was the price per pound of beef when it was equal to the price per pound of chicken? I'm not going to give you an explanation, Mehmet. Okay, I'll give you 1.5 minutes for this question. You have to read and solve, and after 1.5 minutes, we'll discuss it together, okay?
All right. Can I use a calculator on this?
You need?
For like the decimals to make it.
No, don't use a calculator. Let's do it without calculator.
All right.
Yes, Mehmet, an idea?
Uh,
What are we supposed to do here in the first step?
we're trying to find one beef will be equal to chicken.
Yeah. So what is that? What should I write?
Uh,
Because it's saying that we have to find first, right, when the price of beef is equal to the price of chicken, right?
yeah,
So what is beef? It is 2.35 plus 0.25x. And how about the price of the chicken? 1.75 plus 0.4x, right?
yeah,
If you don't want to deal with decimal numbers, see here, if I multiply both sides by 100, I will get only whole numbers. I have here 235, and here we have 25x, and here we have 175, and plus 40x, right?
yep,
And now we move x to the right hand side, number to the left hand side. Again, you can just switch or uh, swap them, right? 40x minus 25x, 15x, right?
yeah, 15x.
If you move 175 to the left hand side, what is 235 minus 175?
25,
Do it
50,
mentally.
60,
60, right? And now divide both sides by 15,
4.
4. So that means that if you buy 4 pounds of chicken or beef, you will pay equal amount, right?
Yep.
Now, what is the question? Read the question one more again. The last part, starting
What
with
was the price per pound of beef when it was equal to the price per pound of chicken?
okay, so we have to find the price of beef, right?
So we plug it in the equation.
Yeah, 2.35 plus what is 4 quarters? $0.25 is 1 quarter, right?
Yep.
4 quarters equals
2. Oh no, one.
$1.
One. Yeah.
$1. So that's equal to $3.35.
All right.
Okay. So you have to pay this much. If you pay this much amount, you will get equal amount of beef and chicken.
Chicken.
You can use Desmos, but every time for every question using Desmos, it does not improve your thinking or problem solving skill much.
All right.
The
Makes
first
sense.
step you should understand. Maybe in the test time when you're using application, you can use Desmos. Okay, but to learn, you have to practice yourself. It
Okay.
gives you more self-confidence, number one. Number two, your thinking skill gets better. And number three, when you read the question, you can visualize. We are talking about this. I can go to the market. I'm buying chicken and beef. If I buy 4 kg, I'm paying the same amount of money, right? Anyway,
Yep.
for analyzing, because in the future, if you want to work somewhere, if your analytical thinking skill or problem solving skill or critical thinking skill, if it is good, usually that will give a good position, right? Otherwise, just how to do things, but you don't know why, it may not actually, you may not have a deep learn. Anyway, let's continue. Mehmet, read the next question.
A line in the xy plane passes through the origin of and has a slope of 1/7. Which of the following points lies on the line?
Mehmet, before we continue this, can you tell me what is a general equation of a line that passes through the origin?
That passes through the origin?
Yeah, we have this coordinate system. This is our y-axis. Suppose this one is x-axis. And let me also label this x-axis and y-axis. And my question is this. What is the general form of a linear equation that passes through the origin?
Um, y equals mx.
Yeah. Or usually if we use k, right?
Yeah.
Also k is any letter, but usually if it is direct proportional, okay, we use k. That is a constant of proportionality, right?
Okay.
So in our equation, what is k?
K is the slope.
Yeah, 1/7, right?
Yeah.
So 1 over 7 times x. That's our equation. Now look at the points. These are the points. Which point belongs to this equation? If we make a table, the first one, when x equals 0, what is the value of the function in our case?
0.
0. It's not a. When it is 1, what is the value of the function?
1 over 7.
1 over 7. When it is 7,
7 is 1.
1. And when it is 14,
2.
it is 2, right? So actually, this point belongs to this line.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's move on. 13.
If x is greater than 3, which of the following is equivalent?
Which of the following is equivalent to this expression?
This is equivalent to.
Do it in the notebook, Mehmet. I'll give you 75 seconds, okay?
Okay. Do you have to plug like the number in there?
No. Just you have to express as a single fraction in the simplest form. It is something like this. Right here we have 1 over 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3. How do you simplify this?
How do you simplify it?
Yeah. If you want to simplify this fraction, now forget about this question for a moment. If you need to simplify this fraction, what do we do here? Just tell me one operation. Multiply?
You can wait. Are we trying to move it to the other side or?
No, no, no. It's expression. We don't have other side. It's the equation. We have other side, but the expression does have the other side. I'm just going to use
Then,
this property. If we have a fraction, right? If you multiply the top and bottom by some non-zero number, this value does not change, right? Right? Like $1 shared by 2 people, $2 shared by 4 people, $5 shared by 10 people. In each case, everybody gets the same amount, right?
yeah.
Because in fraction, if you multiply the top and bottom by the same non-zero number, its value does not change. Okay, so in our case, I'm saying that what I'm trying to say here is, how about if I multiply top and bottom by 6? Can I do that?
Yeah, you can do that.
Why did I multiply by 6?
So you can simplify it.
Because 6 is
It's divisible by 2 and 3.
least common multiple of 2 and 3.
Yeah.
We can multiply by 12, we can multiply by 18 or 24, but this 6 is the smallest one.
Yep.
It takes us to the solution much faster, okay? At the top, we
Okay.
have 6. Like, can you simplify the bottom?
Okay. 6, 3 plus 5.
5. 6 times half, right, is 3, and 2, so that is 5. So I change this fraction into this form, simplify. They are the same thing. Now they're
Yep.
asking the same question, but instead of numbers, we have algebraic fraction. We call this algebraic because it involves some variables here.
Okay.
So what do we do here? Multiply top and bottom by
Multiply top and bottom by.
least common multiple of this and this, right?
Yeah.
What is the least common multiple of x plus 2 and x plus 3? They use product in algebraic expression x plus 2, x plus 3. So the least common multiple is x plus 2 times x plus 3, right?
Oh yeah, to cancel it out.
Yeah, you cancel out. Here we have x plus 3. And if you multiply the second fraction, we have x plus 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Now, can you simplify the top? Open the parentheses and what do we have at the top?
X plus 3.
At the top.
Oh, x plus 2 and x plus 3.
Yeah, what is x plus 2 times x plus 3? Can you open the parentheses and
Oh,
simplify?
open it.
Expand it. Yeah,
X
distribute.
squared.
X
X
squared,
plus 3x plus 2x
which is
and
5x, right?
yeah, plus which is 5x and plus 6.
6. At the bottom,
X squared
x squared,
plus 2x,
2x, what?
5x then,
5x. Are you
and
sure?
plus 6.
The bottom is wrong. Can you correct the mistake?
Oh, there's no parentheses, so you can't like.
This, what is x plus 3 plus x plus 2? Simplify this.
So 2x plus 5.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is 2x plus 5, right? Because x plus x, it is 2x. 3 plus 2, it is 5. So what is the correct answer?
B.
B. Okay. Two more questions, Mehmet, then we'll finish, okay?
All right.
Question 14. Read the question.
If 3x minus y equals 12, what is the value of a to the power of x over 2 to the power of y?
Okay. And also it's a question from exponents or exponential expressions or exponential functions. Mehmet, I'll give you 1 minute. Give it a try.
Okay.
Okay. Then you will see together. 1 minute. This is a little bit challenging question in this test, I think. Usually
Mm-hmm.
all the students cannot solve this question.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Hmm?
I got no clue.
Here we have 3x minus 2y, right? Do you remember this property, Mehmet? Here we have a to the power of m, okay, and to the power of n is equal to what? A to the power of
MN?
m times n, right? Or mn.
Yeah.
Another question, how about division? We call this quotient rule, right? A to the power of m divided by a to the power of n equals what?
Um, A to the power of m minus n?
Very good. And now another thing here is 8. Can I write it as 2 cubed?
Yeah.
Then how about a to the power of x?
8 to the power of 3x?
2 to the power of 3x.
Oh yeah, 2 to the power of 3x.
Okay, that's it. So instead of a to the power of x, I can write 2 to the power of 3x, right?
Yeah.
Divided by 2 to the power of y. And now using the second property, I can rewrite this as the single base. 2 to the power of 3x minus y. And do we know the value of 3x minus y?
Yeah, it's 12.
It's 12, right? It's 12. So I can just substitute this into here.
Yeah, it's A.
That's why it is a. Okay. The last question with question 15.
If ax plus 2 and bx plus 7 equals 15x to the power of 2 plus cx plus 14, for all the values of x and a plus b equals a, what are the two possible values for c?
What are the two possible values for C? Mehmet, I'll give you 1.5 minutes. Okay. You have
Okay.
to think a little bit. It's about quadratic functions. Then we'll discuss and finish the class. Okay. 1.5
Okay.
minutes. Yes, Mehmet, what do you think?
I don't really know.
A plus B is equal to 8, right? Can you actually expand the left-hand side? This ax plus 2. Ax plus 2. And here we have bx plus 7. Let's expand it or distribute, right? Ax times bx. Is it abx squared?
Yeah.
Plus ax times 7. 7ax, right?
Yep.
2 times bx, it is 2bx. And 2 times 7, 14. I can simplify further because here we have x is a common factor. So ab, x squared. And here we have 7a plus 2b. And here we have x plus 14. Now, what is the value of this 2a plus 7a plus 2b? What is it? Is equal to c,
What?
right? It must be equal to c, right? Because here
Yeah.
the coefficient of x is c. If these two expressions must be equal to each other, their corresponding terms must be the same,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
So now, see here this AB. What is AB? A times B?
Uh, 15.
It should be 15, right? Now, if it is 15, and also it's saying that A plus B is equal to 8, can you tell me two numbers whose product is 15 and their sum is 8?
5 and 3.
5 and 3, right? So that means that either A is equal to 3, B is equal to 5, or A is equal to 5, B is equal to 3, right?
Yeah.
Now, if it is so, then we can find the value of C. So in this case, if A is equal to 3, 21, and 10, it should be 31. If A is equal to 5, B equals 3, and here we have 35 plus 6, it should be 41. So these are the two possible values of C then.
Okay. Okay.
Mehmet, that's it. Usually, if you're not very weak, I usually teach students like this. We practice, for example, before you sit for SAT, if you can finish like 20 tests. I mean, this one is half test because one paper it has two sections, right? Section A and
Yeah.
section B. If you can finish like 15 or 20 sections, you will have good idea and also good practice. So maybe 3, 4 tests you can practice using decimals.
Okay.
Okay. Then this will
Uh,
be good preparation. And of course, make sure that every question you have to solve understandingly. Because if you're eighth grade, maybe I can teach some topics, but if you have already finished Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2, the only thing is practice. If I see some of your weak points related to those actual questions, we can practice some more questions. Okay.
okay. Where do you find these questions?
Hmm?
Where do you find these questions?
I mean, different resources, most probably from the internet, because I teach SAT for a long time, and I have every time I see new papers, I add it to my collection. So I have like 30, 40 test papers.
Oh, okay.
So usually on the internet, I think you can find a lot of papers.
All right. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I just organize and arrange so that because otherwise it will be so mixed. Usually if I want to
Mm-hmm.
prepare a student for SAT, at least my target is we have to finish 20 pairs of papers. Okay, and
Okay.
somehow, hopefully at the time you'll get at least, 650 or 700.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
Mehmet, thank you very much. Now, at least you have
Thank
some
you, sir.
idea and nice to meet you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
All
talk to your
right.
father and we'll see. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Should I leave or?
You can ask your father. I don't know. You want to stay here or not?
Kendi git. Biz konuşalım bir hocayla olur mu?
Tamam çıkayım o zaman.
Tamam babam sen çık.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Ben şunu durdurayım.